When a patient receives a terminal diagnosis, it's definitely a trauma. The level of the trauma will have different intensity. That will depend on the person's personal history, family history, whether you have seen someone go through that experience or not. You know, it's an example of how that's going to influence. What's your spiritual belief? What's your religious belief? What's your view of life, of the universe, your state of consciousness? There's so many things, you know, society, culture, things that will influence how's your psyche prepared to confront such a moment. I have learned that it is the understanding of what is cancer, what would be the best thing to do to address your emotional state of such situation. Because when you don't understand what it is, you are carrying the old paradigm of cancer. And the old paradigm of cancer is a very scary paradigm. And in my opinion, and my opinion is based on what I have experienced now, personally, clinically, differs a lot from that paradigm. It differs a lot from what I learned in school. And to say that science that is learned in school is a stagnant science will be a great mistake. We know that's not true. And things evolve, and we get to understand more and more and more. And we're at a state of human history where that's happening. We will have confrontation, we will have, if you want to call it, obstacles or resistance to that because of the way society is structured, the way politics are structured, the way a financial system is structured. But it's not our you know, I have a Hippocratic oath, which is to not do harm and do the best I can to do good. So when you start realizing something that you know it's true, you have to be true to that. Otherwise, I will be not only betraying the patient, but I will be betraying myself. And so the main thing I would say to patients when facing a terminal diagnosis is be aware that the best thing you can do is understand what this illness is. What is it? You know, to just say that it's something that comes from your genes or because it was just because you ate this or that is not true. It's not entirely, no. What I have learned is that cancer is a very innate and natural mechanism of our survival physiology, of our survival biology. It's like a computer software that is there, ready to be used only when it's really needed. And we're not going to need that every single moment because we're not confronted with this kind of challenges every single time. Although some people do have very hard lives. But cancer is, from a biological point of view, is a response to a psychological experience that creates such a form of alertness and such a degree of fight or flight state where the brain has to literally delegate that to another part of your body. But when you start having an understanding, it starts making sense. And you see that clearly how, you know, patients tell you, you know, that that's me, exactly what you're describing. That has been my story. So it makes sense. It naturally resonates with you. You know internally that it's true. So that provides a sense of safety, provides a sense of security, provides a sense of hope, a light at the end of the tunnel that at least there's something I can work on. You know, it's not just this, who knows where it comes from, or it's just my genes, and which is even worse, you know, to think that I have genes that are just trying to kill me, it just doesn't make sense. So that's been my personal experience.